Exercise 9A, question number 1. Simplify each of the following ratios. Now before solving this question, we have discussed in the previous lesson the term ratio. What is ratio? We have defined this term and we have discussed how can we simplify the ratios. Now using the same procedures, we will solve these questions. Now first part from this question, we have given two quantities, 1.5 kg ratio 350 gram. In the second part, 15 divided by 24, which is the first quantity, ratio 9 divided by 7, which is the second quantity. In the third part of this question, the quantities are given in the decimal form, 0.45 ratio 0.85. In the fourth part of this question, we have given three quantities, 580 ml ratio 1.12 liter ratio 104 ml. In the fifth part of this question, again we have given the quantities in the form of fraction, 2/3 the first quantity, ratio 3/2 the second quantity, ratio 5/8 the third quantity. And then in the last part of this question number 1, we have given three quantities in the form of decimal, 0.33 the first quantity, ratio 0.63 second quantity, ratio 1.8 the third quantity of the question. Let's solve this first part of the question. 1.5 kg ratio 350 gram. First of all, before simplifying this question, we will convert this kilogram into gram. Now we know that 1.5 kg is equal to 1500 grams. We will replace this 1.5 kg by 1500 gram. Ratio, the second quantity 350 gram as it is. Now we know that both of these quantities 1500 gram and 350 gram are divisible by 50, because we have discussed that to simplify the ratio we will divide these quantities by the same number, or we will multiply these quantities by the same number. Now if we divide this first quantity 1500 and the second quantity 350 by 50, we can find the simplest or the lowest form of the given ratio. Now you see, cancel these two zeros at the numerator and denominator position, then we have left 150 divided by 5. Now divide 150 by 5, you will get 30. Ratio, same as, let's divide this 350 by 50. First of all, let's remove the number of zeros at from the numerator and the denominator position. We have left 35 divided by 5. Now if we divide this 35 by 5, we will get the quotient 7, which means 30 gram ratio 7 gram is the simplest form of 1.5 kg ratio 350 gram. Let's solve this second part of the question. 15 divided by 24 ratio 9 divided by 7. Now first of all, we will remove the denominator from these two quantities. For this, we will multiply the denominators. 24 times 7, 168. Then we will multiply the product of 24 and 7 by the first quantity as well as by the second quantity. And this can be written in the form of 15 divided by 24 multiplied by 168, which is the product of 24 and 7. Keep in mind, we are removing the denominators. For this purpose, First of all, we will take the product of 24 and 7, and then we will multiply this product by the first and the second quantity. Ratio 9 upon 7 multiplied by 168, which is the product of denominators 24 and 7. Now 24 times 1, 24. 24 times 7, 168. Same as 7 times 1, 7. 7 times 24, 168. You see, we have removed the fractions, the denominators. Now let's multiply 15 by 7. The product is 105. Ratio. Let's take the product of 9 and 24. 216. Now, first quantity 105 and the second quantity 216. Both are the multiples of 3. So let's divide these two quantities by 3. So the simplest form of the given ratio will be 3 times 3, 9, and then 3 times 5, 15. Means if you divide this 105 by 3, you will get the quotient 35. Same as, let's divide this 216 by 3. Then the quotient will be 72. Now 35 ratio 72 is the simplest form of the given ratio 15 divided by 24 ratio 9 divided by 7. Third part from this question number 1. 0.45 ratio 0.85. First of all, we will remove the decimal point. For this purpose, we will multiply this first quantity and the second quantity by the same number 100. 0.45 multiplied by 100 ratio 0.85 multiplied by 100. If you multiply this 0.45 by 100, you will get the product 45. Same as if you multiply 0.85 by 100, you will get the product 85. Now we know that both quantities are the multiples of 5. So let's divide them by 5. Now 5 times 9, 45. And if we divide this 85 by 5, we will get the quotient 17. Which means that the simplest form of this ratio is 9 ratio 17. Fourth part from this question number 1. 580 ml ratio 1.12 liter ratio 104 ml. You see, first and third quantity both are in milliliter ml, while the second quantity is in liter. So first of all, we will change this liter to milliliter ml. For this purpose, we know that 1 liter is equal to 1000 milliliter. Then 1.12 liter will be equal to 1.12 multiplied by 1000 ml. The product is 1120 ml, which means 1.12 liter is equal to 1120 ml. Now let's write these three quantities. 580 ml, we will replace this 1.12 liter by 1120 ml because these two quantities are same. And then the third ratio 104 ml. Now we know that these three quantities are divisible by 4. Let's divide them by 4. If we divide this 580 by 4, the quotient will be 145. Same as, let's divide this 1120 by 4, we will get the quotient 280. Same as, if we divide this third quantity 104 by 4, the quotient will be 26, which is the simplest form of the given quantity. Next part from question number 1. 2 divided by 3 ratio 3 divided by 2 ratio 5 divided by 8. First of all, we will remove the denominators. Let's take the product of denominators. 3 times 2, 6. 6 times 8, 48. Now we will multiply this 48 by the first quantity, and then by the second quantity, and then by the third quantity to remove the denominators. Let's do it. 2 divided by 3 multiplied by 48. 3 divided by 2 multiplied by 48. And 5 divided by 8 multiplied by 48. Now 3 times 16, 48. Let's divide this 48 by 3. We will get the quotient 16. 2 times 16. Ratio. If we divide this 48 by 2, then 2 times 2, 4, and 2 times 4, 8. Means the quotient will be 24. 3 times 24. For the third quantity, we know that 8 times 1, 8, 8 times 6, 48. 5 multiplied by 6. Let's multiply these numbers. 16 times 2, 32. 24 times 3, 72. 6 times 5, 30. Now we know that these quantities are divisible by 2. Let's divide them by 2. 32 divided by 2, ratio 72 divided by 2, ratio 30 divided by 2. Let's divide these numbers by 2. Now 2 times 16, 32. 2 times 36, 72. And 2 times 15, 30. Now 16 ratio 36 ratio 15 is the simplest form of 2 divided by 3 ratio 3 divided by 2 ratio 5 divided by 8. Last part from this question number 1. Again we have given 3 quantities in decimal form. So first of all we will remove the decimal. So for this we will multiply these 3 quantities by 100 by the same number 100. Now first quantity 0.33 multiplied by 100. Ratio second quantity 0.63 multiplied by 100. Ratio third quantity 1.8 multiplied by 100. Let us take their product. 0.33 multiplied by 100, 33. 0.63 multiplied by 100, 63. And 1.8 multiplied by 100, 180. Now we know that these 3 numbers are divisible by 3. So let's divide them by 3. First quantity 33 divided by 3. Second quantity 63 divided by 3. Third quantity 180 divided by 3. Now 3 times 11, 33. 3 times 21, 63. You see 3 times 2, 6, and then 3 times 1, 3. And 3 times 6, 18, 0 as it is. If we divide these 3 quantities by 3, then the quotients will be 11, 21, and 60. Now this is the simplest form of the given ratio 0.33, ratio 0.63, ratio 1.8. It means that we can simplify the given ratios by 2 methods, by multiplying the same numbers or by dividing the quantities by the same number. So that's it for today. Thank you so much.